looking like, well, am I missing out? Like, woo. But it's like, you really got to stay centered. Like, it ain't easy, but you also got to like constantly check in with yourself about your priorities because like, even now, like we having a good time, but it's like, shit, now that we had a good time into success.
Yeah.
We vibed our way right into fucking success.
I vibed my way into success is a crazy line.
I told him what I told you when I was in the truck.
I vibed my way into success.
I told him when I was in the truck, I was like, bro, this shit that we doing, like this 9 to 5 shit, this shit feel like the Matrix because you can't escape it. I said, I'm going to talk my way out the Matrix. Watch.
Come on now.
And look.
Every day, it feels the exact same. Bruh, that shit is scary, dog. Every Monday feels like a Monday. Every Tuesday feels like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday, all right, almost there. Thursday, feel like a Thursday. Friday, I'm checked out.
Yep.
It's tough.
It's tough, bro.
And then Sunday,
also,
I'm like,
too, you living for the weekend, but also, too, it's like, niggas don't understand, like, the passive alcoholism that come along with that.
Trying to get by.
Because you living for the weekend, you know what I'm saying?
You trying to cope.
You trying to cope.
Come on.
You also not, like, decompressing at all. Wow. So, like, you always, like, in a survival state, because it's like, really, like, that's the genius of, like, that system. You know, like we were just talking about evil geniuses, right? The genius of it is I'm gonna give you enough.
Just enough?
Just enough.
Until you gotta come back.
But you gotta come back. Wow. Right? Okay, yeah, you having a bad day today, you need a mental health day? Guess what? No surplus funds for you, nigga. Take the day. Have the day off. Have it off. But guess what?
Right, that check gonna be short.
I'll see you on Friday when you start asking for overtime.
Facts.
So did you get the day off?
Nah. You actually had to work double.
It's a up system, and but I think the thing is like we've been talking about this a lot lately. Is like submitting to the plight, like submit to it, because I had dreams. I got big dreams. Like I got this vision of my life and where I'm supposed to be, given my talents or given my perspective and all this. But like when I was on that road, I was like, shit, bro, I'm on this road though.
I gotta lock in on that.
You gotta lock the fuck in. Think about being in college.
Yeah.
And you just trying to go get your bachelor's. You 1 year in, it's your sophomore year, and you looking at people that look like they having a great time, but they don't have no responsibility, and you got responsibility. Wow. I liken it to like this thing of like, this is the chapter though. Like you gonna write the chapter in full, or you gonna try to skip the chapter 10. You got 7 blank chapters in between those two things. Wow. Because you're trying to skip on past it. So like, this is what I tell my son every year, and we update it every year. If the average person lives to be 70, right? That's just an average human life. When you turn 18, you got 52 years to go. And
that's not a lot of time.
It's not a lot of time, but right now, these 6 years, because he in 7th grade, these next 6 years gonna dictate how you live the first part of that 52. You wanna start your 52 out strong? Because would you rather have $6 or $52? Would you rather have 6 stacks or 52 stacks? So if you want the 52 stacks, you got to spend these 6 stacks wisely.
It starts right now.
It starts right now. You can have fun. You can fuck up. Hey, look, you can be a class clown. You can try to keep up with the fashions, but you got to understand all this shit is temporary.
And it's not going to matter.
It's not going to matter. Nah. The brand new shoes you want in 7th grade, you ain't going to be able to fit them in 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? How many Deante Kyle, Grisnet's podcast, by the way. Shout out 3 Milli Productions. Shout out 3 Milli Productions. I'm Deante Kyle. Who's behind the camera?
Big Ice Cup Cat.
You already know it. You know what I'm saying? We're like Steve Nash and Mari Stoudemire, nigga. Yeah.
Never too far behind.
Yeah, Harley Nash for real. But it was like how many friends, if you had to put it in like percentage wise, from high school, senior year, going forward to now, 35.
Ooh, I know they drop off crazy.
How many friends
do I have from high school?
Yeah.
0.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? Me and him knew each other. We knew of each other.
What?
We wasn't
I
even
would have
friends.
thought y'all was like locked in back in high school.
The thing
Life
is
crazy,
like,
bro.
It's literally like, okay, so like, rest in peace, Luther. This is my best friend. He passed away in 12th grade.
Sorry about that, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
One of his best friends is his little brother.
Yeah.
It was already destined.
So we was already like around each other.
It was already destined.
But we was just like, but like if we seen each other, it was love. It
Let's
was
go ahead, not keep it pushing.
Look,
yeah,
keep it pushing. But like however, it just seemed like it become more and more frequent. Where we was like, every time we would sit down like and talk, me and this nigga was on the same type of vibe, like, right. And then also too, he was one of the only people that was like, he would like course correct with me. Out of love, like we ain't even have no like close friendship.
Bro. We was just talking about that earlier.
Yeah, he would like help me course correct, or like just kind of like
You shouldn't do that.
Not like that. Maybe a new subject. Like, you too
Right.
smart for this same old subject, right? So, like, that shit kind of breed a love and a trust that you can't really pay for because he don't got no reason to do that. He could just let a nigga stay on the fucked up course. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, even before we was friends, he was looking out for me. So it's like, for us to build this together through like real friendship and like real brotherhood, it's just like, bro, that make it that much sweeter.
Yeah.
But it's simple. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, he producer of the show. We just like, that's where we kind of been coming at with it. Like, he the producer because I got the vision. I'm gonna have the topics and everything, but like, he'll shut this shit down.
You gonna bring it together.
He'll shut it down like mid podcast.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't it.
If I don't like it,
Real love though. Everybody
Yeah.
needs that. Everybody needs that.
We could be having a great time.
You gonna keep you
He
grounded.
gonna be like, man, no.
This ain't the one.
This
we
ain't
having
it.
having too much of a great time.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel that. And we having too much
Yeah.
fun. Not enough work.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Went it straight off course.
Come on, bro. Again, man, as y'all can clearly see, Deante Kyle, he is in the building. Blessed be your host, Caleb Smith. Bro, you've been cooking, man, for so long. Again, bro, I'm so proud of both of y'all. Y'all have built something that's truly monumental, something that's needed, because we got too many people say, take away the podcast mics. I'm like, nah, we got good folks like you. Jay Hill, that was an excellent show.
Yeah.
We got so many dope young black brothers who don't get their own credit just due. So, man, before we even get started back, I just want to say, man, I salute y'all. Keep doing what you guys are doing.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it,
Indeed,
bro.
Indeed, bro. One quote in particular, a man sometimes is going to plant some trees that he probably will not enjoy the shade of. Man, when I heard that line, that was like so spiritual, because me and my wife, we was talking about that for almost a month of like, yo, I just learned at 28, like, yo, sacrifice is part of manhood.
It is.
Building something that I would never see. My family super country from like Commerce, Georgia, right? They got
okay.
like 30 acres ranch
Wow.
land, right? But that started from my great grandfather. I knew him. I don't think he died until I was like a junior in high school, but he picked cotton. My grandma, she picked cotton. And then I'm like, yo, so he bought this land for people that he would never know.
That's
He
a
would never see.
That's a fact, though.
He had a vision back then. You had everything stacked against you. Like you was saying, imagine being black during like 1924. What
Right.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
In Georgia.
And then the thing is, it's like every day is the lottery.
Wow.
Every day is a lottery. Because what happened? Anything is subject to happen at any given time to not only try to undermine him, but steal what he's earned,
Yep.
take his life.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, throw him off his course. And like, we have to be mindful of that too. Like, we have to look back and look at the things that were sacrificed for us. Sometimes we'll talk about like sacrifice in the sense of maybe we sacrifice a little time, sacrifice a little money. But like, a lot of our ancestors were sacrificing like their pride.
Wow.
And their dignity and like
Putting
their
the head down when they saw
put
white.
your head,
Wow.
Bruh, that
He's just trying to make it to the next day.
Yeah.
exactly
Wow.
right.
I hate when people say we're not our ancestors. Like, I hate
Like,
that
bro, they were
phrase.
stronger than
I hate
us.
that phrase, bro.
Yeah.
I hate that phrase.
No,
I'm
because it's
passionate.
true, but not the way y'all think.
Not
Yeah,
the way
we
y'all
ain't
think.
nothing like them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah, to your point.
and also never disrespect them by comparing yourself to them.
Right.
Wow.
Because that's disrespectful comparison. You talk about shit on your phone. These niggas' lives were at stake every day.
Wow.
Every day.
Wow.
And they were still making they were overproducing. You understand what I'm saying? Like the fruit of their labor is still prevalent today.
And underpaid at that time.
Absolutely.
Probably not
crazy
even
is
paid
that?
at all. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Fruits
they-
is still showing, but
Yeah.
underpaid during
Yeah,
that time
for
period.
sure.
Wow. Sacrifice, bro. As a young black father, man, talk to me. Like, being 35, fathering children, that's not an easy task. During this time period, inflation is sky high. It's always pressure. It's always on social media when we scroll. Shade Room, too, bro. There was a little shady with it, because I'm like, the one clip that y'all posted from a 2-hour conversation was about 50-50 in relationships, because you knew it would go viral. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm going to let you cook.
You know what though? I'm grateful that like no matter what, if you listen to 10, 15 seconds of the clip, you know I ain't talking about what they talk about.
And that's what everybody said.
So it's cool. Now we're gonna speak of fatherhood. I'm gonna give it to Big Cat because
Yeah.
Big Cat, he jumped out a little bit earlier than
Okay.
me. So he dealing with a young man. He got a young
Wow.
man.
Yeah,
at the
yeah. I got a
crib.
15-year-old, so
He your peer at this point almost.
pretty much, yo. Pretty much. But yeah, I mean, it's cool, man. Having a son early, it was scary
Yeah.
because I didn't know exactly what to do. But I always had my father in my life. So it's not like I didn't have a map or a blueprint to it.
Yeah.
So it was easy because I had a good support system. Everybody doesn't have that.
Yeah.
So my support system, like he said he couldn't get up and go, I can get up and go.
Wow.
As long as he was fed, bathed, and in the bed.
He's solid.
Mom dude was like, do your thing, have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said, man, having a son is a blessing. Because you get to instill things into them. You know, you get to take from what your parents did.
That's right.
And give it to them, and the stuff that you don't like, you know, you don't give it to them.
Right.
So I'm raising a young man. I'm trying to make him be successful.
Yeah.
You know, give him a blueprint to life. You know, it's his decision, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And I tell him, as long as you have a plan, I'm right there with you, bro.
Wow.
Whatever you want to do in life, I'm right there with you. Just come to me with a plan. If you want to go to college, if you don't want to go to college, just come to me with something, because college ain't for everybody.
Nah.
College wasn't for me, but I went because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I was the first one in my family to go to college.
Congrats.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it.
Regardless,
Yeah.
regardless,
Nah,
that's
for real.
big, though.
Bro, you didn't
Yeah.
have to graduate. As long as you just walked in the hallways,
I went,
you
bro.
made it.
Something.
Yeah.
You made
started
it.
something.
I got
you
the
know?
experience, bro. I
Right.
did the whole pledging process and everything. It wasn't for me.
What frat, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
don't want to say.
Probably queued up for sure.
Everybody think that, but it wasn't that.
It was Alpha then. Yeah.
Oh shit, Big Cat was gonna be shimmying them shoulders.
Nah. Oh, you gonna be a
You just
cat?
gonna be the
No,
candy cane
no,
man?
not for me.
Not a
Candy
Kappa.
cane,
Yeah,
man.
I already
Not
knew
a
he wasn't
Kappa,
going for
nah.
that.
Are you in a fraternity?
Nah, Pops is though.
Yeah,
President
Pops.
of his frat, all that super heavy into it.
Yeah?
yeah,
What
yeah.
frat?
What frat?
Alpha.
Yeah,
Alpha?
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
you
surprised
gotta
you- I'm
watch
surprised
niggas
you ain't
that
no
niggas-
Alpha.
I couldn't do it, bro.
You couldn't do it?
Too defiant, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't. That's how I was. too.
Somebody gonna get beat up and
Yeah.
it's not gonna be me,
Hey,
bro.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, bro.
I told him that too.
Listen.
Yeah.
I was doing the pledging process, bro, and I don't like. I get it. I get the fun of it, the little
Yeah.
hate, the little hazy shit. But when you take it too far,
Dehumanizing, bro.
bro, I ain't going for that.
Talk about that more.
Cause like I said, I'm the first one in my family to go to college.
Right.
My dad's favorite movie is School Days, bro.
I love school days, bro.
So I was really doing it for my pops. I'm like, man, we gonna joke about this shit. We gonna laugh about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I explained to him, like, man, this shit ain't what it is, pop. He was like, what you mean? He was like, bro. I was like, man, these niggas just all this.
Yeah.
That's how I said it. Shit.
Yeah.
Like I was cool with the little paddle shit, but bro, you're not finna hit me super hard. Like
Wow.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And then I had my fist balled up one day, and I guess the dude, what they call them, the niggas who be over the line.
EPs and
Yeah.
all that, yeah.
And niggas like, I ain't never seen nobody have their fist balled up. I said, you ain't never met a nigga like me either.
Nah, for sure. For sure.
Yo, that's
And
a crazy statement, bro.
and that's
we,
that,
I
bro.
love that.
We finna move
Yeah,
some
yeah.
time in this bitch, nigga.
They used to make us walk around with these things in our pocket. The jewels, for
Wow.
the 7 jewels that started the
Yeah.
fraternity. You know what I'm talking about. You know, you pop.
Yeah.
So he said that, bro. I just took the shit out of my pocket and threw him on the ground, but I just walked out. I said, I ain't doing this shit.
My
no
boy
more.
was Nat Turner out there.
Bro, I didn't care about that. Cause a lot of dudes was doing it for girls
Yep.
and the acceptance of
That's
the
right.
other dudes. I was like, first of all, I don't have no problem in the female department.
Right.
I ain't got no problem in that department.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of niggas in my dorm that'll come shut this shit down right now.
Wow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't for none of that. I was doing it because I thought, like, I'm in college. I'm getting the experience.
Real talk.
I was just trying to have fun with it and make the most of this college thing and
Yeah.
go back and tell my family because they ain't never did it. But nah, I ain't even. I told them, like, nah, this ain't it, ma. This ain't it, pop.
Bruh. Hearing that, right?
Yeah.
Caleb Wilson. Like, I think about that whole
Yeah.
thing instantly. Man, he got punched in the chest. Heart stopped.
Yeah, heart
died.
stopped, bro.
And I'm like, yo, we got folks sacrificing their lives for 3 letters on their chest. That's not really even going to matter post-college.
It doesn't matter.
And then I'm like, okay, if we go back to how AKAs when they first started, and I'm not even trying to dump on them, shout out to all the D9, but paper bag testing.
Yeah.
These are like white ideologies that are now being implemented towards black people. And it's like, if you want to become in the upper echelon of society, in the black boule or black society, you have to do these things. You have to pledge, take this process. But I'm like, you got this process from white frats,
Yeah.
white sororities. But how do you feel about it, bro?
I mean, no, like,
Yeah.
you cooking. 'Cause
Yeah.
Think about when it was established.
Yeah, bro, we talking about early 1900s, right?
Nigga, you
Jim
think,
Crow.
You think
Think
colorism,
about it.
You think colorism something serious now?
Early 1900s, right? Yeah. Y'all, so every black intellectual during that time period that was accepted were lighter toned people.
Yeah.
Here in Atlanta, I brought this up all the time. Talked to his great-great-nephew, Alonzo Herndon, right? One of the first black millionaires in the country, down the street, Auburn Avenue. People talk about Tulsa, but that happened in 1906?
He had Auburn Avenue jumping, didn't
Nah,
he?
for real.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because my mom from Herndon Homes.
1910, I think.
That's
Oh,
funny.
see?
My mom from Herndon Homes Projects.
Crazy party. Her family is too.
For real?
Grady Homes, Herndon Homes.
Oh, you from Grady Homes? Okay.
Grady
yeah.
Homes.
All right.
But yeah, bro, and then we just been, researching that, starting a whole like docu-series coming out soon on that subject. But seeing that, I'm like, yo, he could have passed his wife, she could have passed his wife. He had all the money.
So the reason why, like, I clown shit, but I'm gonna put something in there, cause like what we say, niggas fresh out of slavery, and niggas like, we Greek now. Like,
Wow.
Now that's a joke, but think about the disassociation from blackness, right? And also there's a lack of information, and also you in the same lifetime, you're in the same lineage, you have family members active at this time that were formerly enslaved.
Those people actually were formerly enslaved.
Exactly,
Right.
Lonzo Herndon, he was a slave himself.
Right.
Okay, so think
How
about
crazy
now.
is that?
Think about this, and think about your perspective on the world. And niggas be talking about colorism.
Wow.
You don't even understand, like, to the way that people are operating is like black A, black B. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
So this is why, like, people will talk to me. I know I'm light skinned. I know what I look like. But if you gonna be quote unquote a house nigga, and know how white people treat you and know why they treat you like that. I know white people be nice to me because they not intimidated. But Big Cat with me, they be like,
He's big and black.
Yeah.
He's
the nigga we talking about.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, we'll just talk to the light skinned fella. He's not all the way black, right?
He's
But
closer to us.
But the real shit is like, you should take that and like flip it on.
That's the spook who sat by the door.
Yeah, type shit. Nah, yeah. Come on, let me in. Hey,
Tell me everything.
yeah, I'm gonna articulate myself and do all that shit, and I'm leaving the fucking door open. You know what I'm saying? Like, J. Cole had that video. Was that GOMD video?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, but that is a mentality that you should take into it. It doesn't have to be as dramatic as that. But you have to just understand, like, that society still exists. Like, there was a thing in New Orleans called the Blue Vein Society. And so, like, another, like, paper bag test thing that, like, either biracial or just fair-skinned African-American people was, like,
Octoroon, I think
the
that was the terminology.
octoroon,
Yeah, that's
all that,
crazy.
because we talking about one-drop rule people, right? And we talking about people that were, like, segregated by class in slavery. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, black had his own class during slavery, and it was due to melanin. So it's like there's a lot of different, like, gaps that we have to bridge in our community, right? Like, I understand, like, being different or being treated different, it does have an effect, right? Like, niggas used to think I was soft because I was light skinned.
Yeah.
Like, and I understand that, but I also understand that I'm not treated the same way they are.
Wow.
I also understand, like, my sisters are dark skinned, and when I go out with them, people compliment me and don't say shit to them. So if I get picked on for being light skinned, well, fuck. Oh, well. They get picked on for being dark skinned and they get overlooked.
Wow.
So it's like, you got to recognize your privilege. Everybody has a privilege. Men have privilege in this thing. Like, everybody needs to recognize, like, what privileges they have and how to exploit them in this society, right?
That's right.
Like, if you a man and, like, in my position, if you're going to have a platform and I keep hearing the things of, oh, well, women been saying this. Okay, well, then let me cook. You know, let me echo some of y'all sentiments. And then eventually we'll create a space for y'all voice, right? And that's a responsibility that you should have. Is to create a space and allow them to have their own spaces, like, without me.
That's right.
And discourse, like, it don't have to be like me leading every discourse. It's like sometimes, like, there needs to be avenues provided for by people who can get easier access into the rooms. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some rooms I can't go in that women can go in.
Everybody got a role to play.
Everybody got their thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and if we go from a position where we understand, like, as a community, there's a mass disenfranchisement of our community, then we can't argue about, like, what our privileges is. Everybody need to use their privileges to their advantage.
Because, I mean, it don't matter to
It
argue
don't,
about
because once you cross over, you still a nigga.
Come on.
Right.
So, like, you can sit here and talk about the privilege you got within the black community.
It sounds
But
good.
once you outside of it, you
don't
just
matter.
a nigga.
He just a nigga.
And now you like, but
I'm Greek, though.
but you
What
so
mean?
different. But
Yeah.
you so different.
I'm Greek, though.
Oh man, it's a tough one. What's that Rob dude? What's that dude name? Rob something?
Rob Fortnite? Nah.
Nah, you know the dude.
He said, what the hell?
What the hell?
What Rob do you talking about?
No. You know the dude that went and got on Twitter and apologized to white people for black people.
What?
I know you talking about. I can't think of his name.
See,
Though. I know
I'll
you
be on
talking
Twitter
about.
like that.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
apologized to white
Yeah.
people for black people protecting and like praising Carmelo Anthony. But see, this is the thing. He was like speaking on behalf of black people, but was saying like they.
And that's dangerous.
And
Yeah.
he's separating himself from the black
Disassociated
people.
himself from his own blackness.
Yeah.
Man.
Because mentally, he's not black, bro.
Yeah.
But
The
bro,
thing is,
these
though,
were the
he's
same
also
niggas
a
back then.
homosexual, man. A black homosexual, and was at a party, and a whole bunch of like racist white dudes was like trying to fuck out of him.
So
And he was
butt
sitting there-
breaking happening in real time.
Yeah. So I think the thing is like all this stuff affects us differently, right?
Right.
Like our upbringing, like Big Cat was saying earlier, like how he got that strong support system. Whereas like I know for me, my support system wasn't as strong. Like I come from the type of family where it's like it's love, but it's so much struggle that everything gonna get held over your head. So I'm gonna do this, and it is out of love, but later I'm gonna need something from you. So it's like it's always like a "what have you done for me lately" type of vibe, and it's like, all right, well, shit. Before I got, it'll make me uncomfortable to ask for things because it's like, for one, I don't know if I can pay you back,
Right.
and for two, I done seen people in my family like come up and go right back down because they, you know, people make them feel like they indebted. And it's like, I had to make a decision, like, after my mama passed, like, I'm going to just get away from it.
Sorry
You know what I'm
about
saying?
that, too.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2019, though, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I you know, it wasn't even an easy decision to make either, but it's like, I want something different. And I don't want to constantly, like, it's like having, like, you got a big-ass cup, and you filling it up every day.
Yeah.
And like when you start to get to an overflow, people poking holes in the bottom of it.
It's a slow leak.
Slowly.
Yeah.
And that's the worst type of death.
And you don't know when the flow gonna stop.
I don't know.
Wow.
Because the overflow is being collected too. It's pouring out to others. So then you'll have like, you know, when your flow stop, other people start pouring over into you. You know what I'm saying? So you always are in a constant state of overflow if you do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, if you got people poking the holes in it, when that overflow stop, and it's just about having your cup full, shit, you ain't gonna be able to keep it full.
And it's like, oh, he fell off. That's the first thing they're gonna
We,
say.
yeah,
No, we fell off.
We fell off.
Not him. Wow, bro. Kyron Lacey. Oh yeah, Cook, bro. Hey, you
No,
good? Hey, I saw you.
I ain't want to say
Talk
nothing.
to me.
I ain't want to say nothing for real.
Are you sure?
I wish
got
I could
something to
see him
say.
in that good Easter fit.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
man,
fresh too.
Hey, but look, I do want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Going back, piggyback off what he said about it's different levels in colorism. For a dark-skinned man, it's more accepted to be dark-skinned than a sister to be dark-skinned.
Right.
Yeah.
You know
That
what I'm
is
saying?
true.
Like I can walk in the room, I'll be tall, dark, and handsome. If a young
You
lady,
look like Idris Elba.
Yeah.
But it's like, what do you say
Yeah.
for a black woman? Who does she
they
look
always
like?
say, "Oh, she pretty for a dark-skinned girl."
Right.
Like, what the fuck that
Or
even
they
mean?
try to over masculinize.
Yeah.
Like Serena Williams.
She's aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly masculine.
Yeah. Try to masculinize those women, and like just because of their features, the features that people pay surgeons to get.
Right.
But I think too, it's like that's another thing that we talked about. The intimidation that they have of a tall, dark-skinned man also comes with like a fetishization too.
I say that too, bro.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like these things where it's like that's where we talk a lot about like being you have your mind valued. You know what I'm saying, over your body, because all they ever valued from us was our bodies and what the body can do. You
Even
know
in
what I'm saying?
porn, bro.
Y'all, bruh, this is so divine. I just had this conversation on the pod last night, bro.
Oh, word.
That's
Swear to
crazy.
God.
What's up?
I swear to God, bro. I just got done talking about that, bro.
It's important.
Bro, Kyron Lacey, right? LSU wide receiver, right?
Yeah. Rest in peace to that
Committed
brother.
suicide. But
Yeah.
why? Because he knew I can't make money off of my body no more. I have no other option. So I would rather be dead than have to figure life out, because I don't know who I am. All my life I've been told, and I already know, bro, you already cooked about this. From the system, this is how I'm supposed to make it out.
Right.
So then once I see it snatched away from me, I'm cooked. He was a guaranteed first-round pick. That's $25 million liquid, instantly, wired to your account once you get drafted. And that's gone. how am I supposed to make 25 million? Knowing that I was supposed to make that, you would never feel right. Because it's like, how am I supposed to make that without this main thing? From what? From my body. And I'm like, dang. Like, he killed
Not only that,
Yeah.
because he had killed some
He
folks.
killed somebody in like a vehicular homicide.
Yeah, that's
type of
over
thing.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got
Was he
into some
hurt?
more drama.
No, it was like a hit and run. Like he left the scene of the accident.
And then he got in trouble again, I think 2 weeks ago, high speed chase again.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
He went right after that.
Mm.
the
Yeah, you
accident.
can't be right.
He
though.
went right.
I think that because of how valued our bodies are, when we finally do get to a place where having the mind at it would be a plus, we don't think we need it no more.
I'm
So
a dog.
He don't need his mind.
Wow.
And then think about how injury prone football is in general. It's just a thing. You don't think you need your mind, bro.
Yeah,
You got to think about that. Like,
That's
really,
deep.
like, just a lot of these people, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate and it sucks to watch it happen to them because they're extremely talented, right? Like biggest tragedy in NBA, the last 15, 20 years? Derrick Rose.
Oh,
It's just like, once he couldn't do it with his body
That
no
was
more,
a time,
and he
man.
tried, and it's like, we love Derrick Rose, like, covet that man.
till
bro.
this day, like,
Yeah.
our whole generation, bro, they
Right.
don't play
Love
about
that
Derrick
man,
Rose,
yeah.
bro.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, love Derrick Rose, bro, but it's
Yeah.
like, you could just see it in him still. You can see it in him still. There has to be something wondering what could have been, right?
He's a shell of himself sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like when his game really show up, because then think about this too. This is athletics, bro. Your knee,
That's
how,
everything.
like we talk about this all the time. Like you never know how much you need your pinky until you hurt it.
Yep.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You never like once one thing go, you never realize how much
Overcompensating for it now?
everything was dependent on it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't thought about your fucking you don't think about breathing until your nose get clogged up. You like, bro, I
You
can't
start
breathe.
getting sick.
Yeah,
it's like,
can't
God, I
breathe.
just want to breathe.
Yeah.
All I want to do is breathe.
You can't sleep. Yeah.
I just want to go to sleep.
Nigga doing everything.
God, all I need is one nostril.
Yeah, just one. Just give me one. I'll make it work.
That's real talk.
But I think that's another thing too. It's like, our bodies, bro, they can only take so much. And oftentimes, like, and the same with the mind, but the mind is like very resilient, right? But that body, man, like once one thing go, it's a compound issue because it's a machine. It's a divine machine. Like everything has to work. Everything works for the betterment of the next part, right?
Wow.
So I think that to see a situation like that, it just makes me sad in this aspect of like, damn, bro, like his whole life was leveraged on his body and what his body was able to do.
Wow.
Right? And he probably couldn't wrap his mind around the fact that he had harmed somebody or
Yeah.
killed somebody
That's
in that
another
way.
factor for sure.
And that can do. I mean, he's probably a good kid, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
Like
24.
24.
Yeah.
I mean,
Talking about somebody born in 2001, bro.
yeah,
Like,
bro.
Yeah.
It's a
Flawed,
baby, man.
a flawed person, bro, and a young person, and nowhere near having any expectation of him having it all figured out. But think about the letdown of I was supposed to like change my family's life.
Like first round pick guaranteed. That's crazy.
I was gonna change the trajectory. And it's not to say that the person that comes behind him with the same talent and ability and maybe not as much inclination to take care of their mind or to use it because of how much they leverage their body is at a disadvantage, but they also have to understand like that has to be a cautionary tale because anything can happen, you know what I mean? Like anything. And you think about that, like all those blessings that you feel like you just messed up, you know what I'm saying? But like he ended the story. You know what I'm saying? We don't know where that story goes, but we know that he chose to end it. And because he's young. That's an immense amount of pressure. And then it's not going away.
Everybody's talking about you.
And think about it in insular, on an insular level, his family too.
Effed up the bag for us.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a great point. Back to your point with that cup. Everybody was
Think
poking
about
at that
how many
cup.
of his family members was like, oh, we straight.
Yeah, we good.
They not working as hard at work no more.
They start calling
Start
talking to
calling
their
out.
boss crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moms, yeah. Mom's like, yo, I'm about to get a crib. Man.
It's like losing a lottery ticket.
Months away from it at that.
Months away.
He's there.
This
Just
close.
One good
Draft is next Thursday.
One more summer.
Yep.
Draft is next Thursday.
One more summer.
All he had to do was be cool.
He just had to make it to Thursday.
It's unfortunate, bro.
Man.
And the thing is like, we've heard these stories time and time again. You know,
Right.
like you think the first thing I thought about was like Lynn Bias.
Yep, I thought about that too,
Oh,
bro.
man.
And
One
it's
bad
like-
decision.
One bad
Good
decision,
kid.
bro.
Just one mistake.
Yeah, my mom used to tell me this story all the time about Lynn Bias, bro.
Cautionary tale.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah, because it's like, first of all, it's a lot of pressure, right? It's a lot of pressure. The unlikelihood of making it to the first round. I mean, the odds, bro.
You talking about top 3 picks.
Are we talking about like real?
And hoops.
Hey, but look though, do you think Michael Jordan would have been Michael Jordan if Lynn Bias would have went to the
No,
NBA?
bro. No. Him and Bird in the mid 80s,
Yeah.
real quick.
This is the thing. I don't know how cold Lynn Bias was.
No, Lynn Bias
Bro,
was
watch
like
the highlights, bro.
Lynn Bias was LeBron before
Yes,
LeBron.
I swear
bro.
to you, bro. He was swole with a jumper and
Yes.
played against Mike in college, and he used to dominate.
Yeah.
He used to like post him up at everything,
Yeah.
turn around, toof. Yeah, bro.
Lynn
And
Bias was
then,
the
mind you, he would have played with Bird, Kevin McHale.
Oh,
would
yeah,
play with
he
all the
was
boys.
going
It was
to
like what, 85?
The same
was
class
in his
as Mike.
prime.
The same class as Mike.
So, bro, he would have had like 4 rings by 89,
Yeah.
bro. And then in the 90s, here's the keys.
Also,
Larry Bird older.
the Bulls couldn't beat the Celtics.
That's what I'm saying,
Nah,
bro.
he was gonna be with Bird.
In their
Oh,
prime.
they was gonna be. They
They
was
was
gonna.
gonna.
That's
they
why
was gonna
everybody
be
talks about
crazy,
that.
bro.
It's a sad story. Like,
Yeah.
yo,
Damn, man, cocaine, man.
one hell of a drug.
Yeah.
I think that there has to be some type of thing. I was going through this last night. I had called this nigga like 1:30 in the morning.
Hey, that's a real friend, bro.
But look, I'm gonna tell you what it was, bro. I had a little 420 situation,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't really smoke like that. So somebody had gave me some like infused lemonade and some edibles and shit.
Nah, damn.
I don't really fuck with it like that. But I took a little swig of the infused lemonade. I was feeling nice.
Yeah, at
I
first.
was good.
Hey, he wasn't peaking yet?
Literally, everything was fine. Everything was fine. It was like 9:30. I was like, I'm finna go to bed, man. I feel good. I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
I feel that.
I had ate a little corner of that brownie,
See,
and I went to bed.
you're doing too much.
I woke up at 1:30. I get one of them gums.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Sid thought you said gummies. I think that's why she looked scared. Like,
Yeah.
yo, what's
She
up,
was
my
like,
gummies?
Now look, you know how your phone be on D&D?
Yeah, I feel
and
that,
it'd be
yeah.
like zzz, zzz, zzz. That's how my body felt. I was like, oh,
It was vibrating.
shit. Oh, I was like, what's happening? Man, I think it all just hit me at once. Like, damn, nigga, do you know how visible you are? Like, you can't come.
You know how visible you are. It's crazy.
Nigga start contemplating his life.
Who am I? Who am I? Where did I come from? Why am I here?
How did this happen?
Why am I here? Nah, I feel you.
Big had dead sleep too. He like, yeah, man, you got that shit, bro. I said, man, go to bed, man.
He called me at 1:40 in the morning.
He fighting for his life, though.
Talking about, yo, man.
Fight for my
Who
life.
created God? Like, you start getting in that type of bag. Yeah, nah,
And
I
he
get
said,
it.
we can't do what we used to do, bro. I said, bro, you right, bro. We can't do what we used to do. We made the shade room.
Real talk. Motto for the rest of the year.
That's really what it did.
We made the shade
We
room.
made the shade room. It's like, oh my God.
Tighten up.
Bro,
Tighten up.
120 million people. That's
Come
a lot
on.
of people. It's a lot of eyeballs.
Organic.
Right? So it's just like, naturally, like today, I'm like, all right, I was bugging a little bit. It was like 1 in the morning.
Yeah,
It took a little while for that, like,
I feel that.
little taper off. But it was just like, it'll have you thinking about it in a way of like, if it all hit you at once, like, this is the thing. And this is why I don't really rock with like weed like that. We take everything I done put in drawers and put it on the floor.
Ooh.